You crazy mother.
Welcome back everyone to this iRacing event here on the Yeah Broadcasting Network. Tonight is the ECR Elite Championship Racing League Ford EcoBoost 85 here at Homestead, Miami. Tonight, 85 laps. Last race of the season just to win this trophy here displayed on the screen. The Pit Stop Designs ECR Truck Series 2017 trophy. And with me in the booth tonight, we have some special guests. We'll have Anthony in here. We also have Thomas Lattimore, and we have Ed Adam.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Brown. Really happy to be here tonight in the booth, catching this championship truck race. No doubt these guys are going to throw it down.
Now, I hope so. We got 19 drivers here tonight. Right now, Hank Allen is leading the time with a 30.017. What are the track conditions out there? I know both of you have been out on the track.
Thomas, can you? Yeah, you go. You can take that one, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, from what I felt out there, the track feels pretty good. It's got a lot of grip, you know, it's with the weather and everything like that. Almost practically everything but wide open around that top side. But when I did go to get to the bottom, you do have to lift considerably. And so I can see some guys going down there and try to make a pass. It is a shorter way around. But then again, when you're down there, it's less banking and you're eating those tires up. So it will definitely be interesting to see, you know, which groove prevails and how it plays out. And, you know, me and Ed were talking earlier about the middle, and would that middle come into play once that top gets worn in and maybe gets too tight? But that's, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how it works out, especially when guys are putting everything out on the table there and trying to get up and slide job coming on that outside lane. We all know how that can end up.
Yeah, I was just looking at the above view of the track there, and there's quite a lot of wear on 3 and 4 on that bottom line. You think that's going to be the best line to be on tonight?
No, I think it's going to be the middle 3/4 up to the wall. You're going to see that 3/4 lane. It's going to come in probably first, and then it's just going to work its way up.
What do you think, Thomas?
I have to agree with that. And, you know, like I say, you might be able to dive down there and try to make a pass on the bottom, but being able to clear it is another thing. And if you keep trying that lap after lap, you're going to burn your tires up. So, you know, it's a double-edged sword. You got to try to pass, and you can't follow the leader around the top. But if it was me, and I would try to work that middle and get that, I would stick with it the whole race.
Do you think we'll be able to use these same strategies tomorrow night and Wednesday night?
Yeah, I think we will, because from what Thomas was saying with these conditions, and I'll read off the iRacing official weather forecast right now, which is overcast with 65-degree air temperature and 65-degree track temperature Fahrenheit. Late afternoon, winds are out of the north at 2 miles per hour with a relative humidity of 55%. So we got cool conditions today, I should say. And I ran earlier and it was 84 degrees, partly sunny, was shadow in 1 and 2 and sun beating down in 3 and 4. And I found it to be loose in the beginning of the run, and then it went neutral to tight, but almost identical lap times is what they're seeing in these conditions. I think they will be able to go deeper in the run in these conditions before they start having issues. What they have to look out for tonight, and I think the key to victory here is going to be who's can be the smoothest, the longest, who's going to be the best on that throttle input, who's going to be the best with their hands, because here tonight, one little wiggle, what it does is it's a quick wiggle, and then you think you got it, but it induces that secondary, and it's that secondary that's going to cause people issues tonight.
I felt like I was just watching the Weather Channel there. Ed Adams, great job with the weather there tonight, man. Nice analysis. That was awesome.
Yeah, you know, something else to keep an eye on. What the calculations I just did is they could get anywhere from 27 to 32 laps on a tank of gas. It's an 85-lap race. So that would make it a 2-stop race. But with so much fall off, do you want a chance to that, or do you go with 3 stops and try to gain the time on the fresh tires?
That's a good question. I think I was seeing, what, about a 2-second fall off in my practice earlier.
Well, I mean, we've seen these guys drive these trucks all year, the last 22 races, and they've been wheeling them quite great. I mean, maybe they can, you know, deal with the fall off and make a two run pit stop. You know, Some guys may not be able to, but I think a lot of these guys here tonight will be able to pull that off. However, depends on how many cautions comes out as well.
You know, yeah, speaking of cautions, I could see maybe an early caution or two, but I really believe that if this race gets spread out and they run a couple of laps, like I say, and get spread out, I don't see having very many cautions. I could actually see it maybe going green. And also, sorry, Anthony. Also, don't forget about two tires.
2 tires is a great strategy call, especially at Homestead. Tire wear to me doesn't seem like it might be much of an issue in the trucks, but if it gets tight, that could be something to watch out for. The thing I'm worried about here is you guys said something about 2 tires or two stop race. I'm looking at 25 to 28 laps is what I was looking at in practice here when I was looking at how much fuel these guys had. I think it's going to be at least a 3-stop race, which adds to strategy.
Yeah, you know, there might be somebody, at least a few guys back there who would be opting to save some fuel, go the distance.
Yeah, I didn't get the break out the telemetry or anything. I just ran a lap there, and I was showing using about 0.3 gallons a lap. So that would put you at, yeah, I guess that would be about 27 laps, wouldn't it? 9 gallons of gas. And you know, the more stops they have, especially on the green, the more trouble you could get in coming onto this pit road here. Very treacherous pit road, slick. There's a lot of sand out on this track down here in Miami on the coast. You get down there and you get in there hot. You get in that grass, if I'm not mistaken, and you'll have to correct me, Anthony, but if you get in that grass and you never leave the grass, you can still come to pit road. But if your tires go over there to the pavement, you have to go all the way back around, correct?
That's correct. You might get a black flag, so you don't want to end up doing that. Just want to end up staying on the pavement there. If you hit the grass, you might end up sideways, and iRace might give you the black flag. We're not going to clear anything like that, so these guys want to be careful here tonight on these entries and exits because you have to deal with those entry and exit.
Now, are we requiring them to take the access road to go into pits?
That's a big 10-4. We went over that in driver's meeting. These guys know that they have to take the access roads for entry and exit. And when they come on the exit, they actually have to wait until the white line ends and turns dotted or disappears before they come onto the track. They need to be up to speed, merge into traffic, nice, smooth, clear, just to prevent any accidents from occurring here tonight. I see these guys are gridding up. Guys, I want to ask you before this race starts. Big question here tonight. Justin Michael is obviously the #1 choice when it comes to speed. Just dominant style that he's had all year. So I'm going to ask everybody here a question. We'll start with Thomas, Scott, and then Ed. Without choosing Justin, who do you think has the best shot at winning tonight's race and championship tonight?
Well, you know, I'm getting ready to look up the votes here, and I could tell you what everybody in the league is thinking. But, yeah, Michael's got the wins. You know, you got Hess in there with a couple of wins. But, you know, the sentimental favorite is, guess who? Josh Sheets. I think everybody would love to see him pull this thing out and get it. He deserves it, putting a lot of work into the league this season. I would love to see that. But being a bet man and you're not choosing Michael, I'm going to go with Melvin. I know that Braden has been working with him. Those guys are tight. Braden has worked with me this week, and I'm telling you, the guy's new to iRacing, but he ain't new to racing, and he has helped me a lot. And I got to believe that that's going to be a big benefit for Melvin.
I'm putting my money on Sheets. I mean, Sheets hasn't won a race, but if he finishes better than the other 3 drivers, then he will land himself the championship.
And you're exactly right, Scotty. You don't have to win this race to win it. You're probably going to have to, but you don't have to. You just got to beat the guys you're racing. And that goes for all 3 series this week.
I'm showing Andrew Melvin disappeared.
Oh, that is not good.
Oh, wow. I just see that. He has received throughput fell, unacceptable level. So he's having technical difficulties getting through inspection, it looks like, and he's not going to be able to come back in. And when he does, he won't be able to grid till first caution, or is it lap 5?
Yeah, it's pretty much that's bad news for him.
That is huge, and major championship complications right there. He's going to need some big things to happen. He needs a caution here on lap 1, pretty much.
You know, that's like the opposite in real life. That Toyota falling out right there. I think he's the only Toyota in the field. Andrew Melvin. Josh Mayhew's not going to be a happy owner. He runs for JMM Motorsports, owned by Josh Mayhew. So Andrew Melvin had a great year, and I hate to see that happen here as we go green.
And we got Tyler Plouffe saying go Melvin 37 and 08 Braden Name.
You know, Thomas, I concur exactly what you said about tonight's lineup. I couldn't have said it any better, so that's my input.
Yeah, I seen a little checkup there. The high side didn't look like it got going very good, and the 6 almost got into the back of the it looked like 95. No contact, but Sheets is looking to get there and get him some positions right now off the start.
And we had 3 wide on the backstretch.
72 to 85 and the 93, or almost 3 wide there for a moment. 72 is looking to make a move on the 85.
I've seen a lot of close racing this year, but I'm going to tell you what, Braden Ames, one of the newcomers late in the season, coming from Console, putting a lot of pressure on a lot of these guys, still looking to figure out how to come back and win one of these truck races.
Wall. You see that? We got had a truck up in the wall. He was slow. Let's see who it was.
And we got a battle for the lead coming into turn 1.
And Braden will get it. I think it's too early to make any rash decisions, so you're going to see Justin Michael lay low just for a little while, then possibly come back. But Hess is trying to come on that inside line too, trying to make a pass for Ames.
Yeah, it was Chad Angle. Chad Angle, number 2. He got up in the wall. I'm watching now on a replay. I'll stand by a moment, and I'll give you the rundown of what happened with him.
Second, third, and fourth, all championship drivers are really racing hard. They don't want to let anything go right now. It's Doug Hess in second, Justin Michael in third in his 76, and Josh Sheets in that 6 truck in fourth. These guys don't want to let an inch up. Every lap is going to count here tonight.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now that Doug Hess, he's good in these trucks. And he's like a bulldog. He's not going to want to let these guys get around him, and that's something I can guarantee you. Could that cause him trouble later in the race? We'll see, but I know Doug, and he's going to want to hold in front of these guys with the green number.
Yeah, Doug's been running pretty good recently as well.
You guys saw in the Cup race how running a little bit too hard too early can cost you a race. Chase Elliott can tell you all about that. So, I mean, who's going to have that Matt Kenseth type race where they can save it? Who's going to go all out and maybe try to be aggressive? Can it pay off? These are all things we're looking forward to here while we watch these guys battle it out.
So we'll have to keep an eye on trucks getting tight earlier than expected. That's what happened with the number 2, Chad Angle. He got tight up there in the middle and went up and brushed the wall, gave himself some slight right front fender damage, and fell to the back.
Well, that's unfortunate for him, but you know, he runs really hard here. Well, anywhere you put him, really. So hopefully he'll make a good recovery and come back and gain some positions.
Biggest movers so far, John Caudle and Jeremy Morrison from 20th and 19th to 12th and 13th. So they're moving up. Keep an eye out there. 88, John Caudle, working his way up the field.
He's working that inside line behind the 24, Nick Olson. So him and Nick Olson, they work together real well. So those are good running mates right there to try to get up in that upper part of the line.
And we all know how John drives. He's 110% every lap. If he doesn't get in trouble, he'll be up front. But the problem is he's got to make it to the end to show us that. And John has trouble with that sometimes. I think if he ever gets that corrected, you know, he has a lot of potential.
Thomas, can you relate John Caudle to like the Falcons? Really good in the first half, but blow it in the second.
You could. He probably needs to have a dirty bird on the side of that truck right now. Yeah.
76 was looking inside to 31 right there.
But we can talk about the Falcons and the Cowboys if you like.
Hey man, we're all good, man. Let's enjoy the race.
In battle right now between 31 of Douglas Hess and 76 of Justin Michael. So Justin's trying to work that inside line, but he might not want to stay down there too long because he'll burn off his tires and they won't be any good coming to this green flag pit stop.
You know, Josh is in a really good position right now, sitting back there just watching them, seeing what happens, what's going to happen to the 76. You know, is he going to get loose? How is he going to fade away? This is good knowledge to put in the bank for him.
Right now we're seeing Justin, he pulls it off. He goes down low. Doug was right in the middle, and Justin pulled it down low, and it stuck, and he cleared Doug. So let's keep an eye on the way that works out throughout this race. And now we're seeing Doug put some pressure on his bumper.
And you saw Ed Adams brought up Josh Sheets, man. He's just kind of sitting back. He's running similar laps to Justin Michael. So that's something that's interesting right there. Last lap was a 31.0. Kind of letting off a little bit, seeing that these guys are racing, giving them the room. But, you know, again, he has the speed to make something happen. So you wonder if he's just sitting back. But now he's going to get a little bit of pressure from Jason O'Connor from behind that 72 truck.
Well, him and Jason are teammates for the most part. They may not be on the same team, but they run pretty much together, you know, give each other advice, try to push each other up to the front of the pack. So I don't think you'll see a lot of movement for O'Connor onto Sheets.
No, I guarantee you O'Connor is going to be more protecting to him than not, and they are in the same chat tonight. So guaranteed you they're talking right now.
And Braden right now has led these last 9 laps of the race, and he is just hauling ass right now in that Nightmare Before Christmas 08.
Love that truck, by the way. Great movie.
He's currently almost a second ahead of Justin Michael right now, so Justin's trying to gain. He's gaining a little bit. There's almost a 1/10 of a second right there, but maybe Braden's burning his stuff up just a little too early. We're only on lap 12, and we're expecting a green flag pit stop probably 25, 26, if that.
You know,
go ahead, Ed.
Oh, thank you, buddy. You know, that's the danger of running a couple strategies here. A, are you going to lay back, but, you know, thinking caution early in the race, but if you lay back too much and everybody gets spread out and it goes green, well, you kind of shot yourself in the foot. So that might force you into, oh, the number 2 just got touched by the 83 right there as I was talking. The 83 went up in the wall again. But, you know, that might force you into a fuel-saving mode. So these strategies, I think, are going to be evolving as we go here.
Another thing to bring up is these guys are obviously fast. 1, 2, Justin Michael and Braden Ames. Braden Ames will have a fast lap, and then he'll beat Justin. The next lap, Justin will be a little bit faster. Braden will be slower. The next lap, Braden will be faster. They're kind of going back and forth. Looking at the laps here, they're kind of keeping it even, but, you know, they have good laps, bad laps. So I think they're really looking at each other's lines, looking at each other's times, and trying to go off of each other, but ultimately setting the pace right now as they walk away from Doug Hess, a 4/10 lead from Justin to Doug.
And I was just going through the field a little bit, and pretty much all these guys are spread out single file, been in their time. I mean, some people are trying to make some moves, like you see Jeremy Morrison up here in the 45 trying to give the 88 of Caudle a run for his money. But I think these guys would be better off just backing up just a little bit. We've got 70 laps to go. There's a lot of race left. These guys know it, but I think because it is the championship race, they're pushing a little harder than they actually should.
Yeah, we almost just had the old yellow there a few laps ago when the 85 and the 2 got together, and then another lap after that, the 85 went up and hit the wall again. So some guys are starting to show wear issues. And we got Todd Gill. Ooh, the 06, Jeffrey Smith on the bumper of Hank Allen. But Todd Gillies in the chat saying, great team in the booth with me, and you guys sound good, and go 6 truck.
Hey man, thanks for watching, Todd. Wish you were up here, man. I miss working with you guys. Wish you were up here. I was sitting here watching, looking at laps. Braden Ames just finally hit a 31-second lap. Everybody else in the field has hit 31s. Braden Ames setting the record here tonight for these boys, letting them know what the standards are. Braden Ames might be that truck to beat tonight, fellas, but at the same time, he's not running for a championship. Justin Michael is happy sitting in second place right now.
Yeah, that's where the race truly is, from second place back with those Chase guys.
Speaking of the Chase guys, let's give a little rundown of those. So we got Justin Michael, the number 76 here. He's won the most races here in the Truck Series. He's been the fastest overall. He's led the most laps. So he's just looking for a good finish here, either a win or just being in second place above the other Chase guys. Then we got Douglas Hess right behind him. Douglas Hess himself has had a couple wins in the Chase itself, and he's in on points. So for him, this is a battle. Then we got Josh Sheets sitting in fourth. No wins here in the 2017 ECR Truck Series season. However, it does not take a win to beat the other guys. As long as he comes above Michael, Melvin, and Hess, then Josh would end up winning the championship. And Melvin, unfortunately, Melvin's 8 laps down right now. So on that number 37 truck, he did start the race in first, but maybe if a few cautions come out, he can make a move, get some laps back.
It's going to be rough, Scotty. I'll tell you what, 7-8 laps down in an 85-lap race, man. He needs to keep his head up, though, because, anything can happen. They can have a bunch of cautions. One caution breeds cautions. But right now, it's all about Justin Michael, Douglas Hess, and Josh Sheets, which are top 4 right now. That's good to see as well. These guys are running for a championship, all within 2 seconds of each other. So it's going to be a good one here, Thomas. Have you been looking at these guys' laps? Who do you think right now is in the
31's pitting. 31's pitting. Hess to pit lane.
Strategy. 20
laps. I'm watching these guys, and I was just back here looking at Andrew Melvin, who is 7 laps down, a pole sitter, one of the championship contenders, second best in practice. Right now, he needs some major help, and he looks like he's in trouble. But I was looking at the lap times for our leader, Braden. He's averaging about 1/10 of a second faster a lap than Justin Michael, which is amazing because we all know how Justin is on the long run. And then Hess was about 2/10 of a lap slower than them. But then you had Josh Sheets, who was just slightly a hair slower than Michael and Braden. So if Josh could find a little bit different groove and maybe get up there and see what those guys are doing, we'll keep an eye on him.
And Doug Hess and Nick Olson are also taking 4 tires right now, exiting pit lane. Josh Mayo also came in behind them 4 tires. So you have 3 drivers taking 4 tires. Jason O'Connor about to hit his pit stall.
It's going to be interesting because, Jason was running up there with Josh, giving him a little bit of a push. But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Yeah, Jason taking 4 in fuel. Daniel Reese only taking 2. He's got an 8-second pit stop.
Yeah, and I spoke of a caution. We didn't have a caution earlier in the race. It's getting spread out now. And I really can see this race going green all the way. And this race, you can mark my words right now, it's going to come down to strategy.
And do you think it's going to be taking 2 over 4, or is 4 going to work over 2? Does anybody really have a strong feeling about that right now?
I feel like if you're in the position to take 2 and you get yourself far enough away from your competition that you're racing, it might be worth it. But if you're running with somebody and you take 2 tires and they take 4, they might be 7 seconds behind you. But with the fall off here, they're going to eat you up very fast.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. 4 tires are going to be worth a ton of track time.
Well, Braden and Josh are now in the pits. They're falling back a lot of positions right now. Stealth LX says go Sheets. Todd says right now the other three guys could wreck each other out, ruining this close, running this close together, and Melvin could take the title if they crash.
We'll keep an eye on Braden and Josh. Both those guys pitted at the same time.
Sheets took
lap
2.
27.
Sheets took 2. 8.09 second pit stop.
Yeah, he definitely came out ahead of Braden. I'm watching.
Right. Yeah. So Braden was way ahead of him, and now we're going to see right now how does this 2 tires play out against the 4 tires. Braden's very fast. Josh was running similar lap times to him, just a tick slower. So let's see how this works out right here.
So that puts a new leader here tonight at Homestead. Our first green flag pit stop. A round of green flag pit stops, I should say.
And Douglas Hess came out right behind Braden. I'm assuming that maybe either Braden had a slow stop. I didn't get to see what Josh took. Scotty, you might have some information on how many tires he took.
Josh took outsides only. Josh had an 8-second pit stop.
And how about Hess? Because Hess is closed up on Braden also, and he was kind of further back.
14.5-second pit stop, so he took 4 in fuel.
So Hess come on to pit road like a madman, obviously.
Jonathan Whalen in the 85 also took 2 tires.
Yeah, has had a good clean stop.
But with this happening, that puts 76 Justin Michael in the first place, and Sheets is in second now.
And Justin has about a 2.6 second lead over Doug Hess in fourth. So as you see, first is Justin Michael. Josh Sheets 1.1 behind. Braden Haynes fell 2 seconds back, and Doug Hess now 2.5. So it's interesting to see these green flag pit stops and how guys are going to approach it. Maybe the next time they take 2 tires and save a bunch of time. Who knows what's going to happen?
And
I don't know what happened to Hank Allen there, but he was very fast in practice, and he's a lap down here trying to get around our leader now to get back on the lead lap. He's in the lucky dog position right now, but I don't think you can depend on the caution. And being a lap down, I mean, what do you do?
Did anybody catch that? Because he was fastest in practice, qualified second, sitting 18th a lap down.
I think he had a bad pit stop. Let me check his time.
Did he get a flag?
He had a 30.8 second pit stop. He might have had a speeding on pit road penalty.
He must have. That's very interesting.
So we got Tyler Pluff, one of our drivers on the console, I do believe. Is that right, Anthony?
Yes, sir.
Tyler Pluff saying 2 versus 3 pit stop strategy is going to be huge. It'll be a 2-stop race. Maybe 2 tires at the end of a third, or 2 tires at the end on a third stop.
Well, the 6 is definitely taking 4 the next time. There's no doubt about that.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Ed. He took 2 tires, and he's actually running down our leader right now, and he's bringing Braden with him. Braden's closed in a little bit on Josh, but Josh took 2 tires. He's hanging tough. He's definitely going to have to take. Yeah, he's definitely going to have to take 4 tires on this next stop. These other guys could take 2 and leapfrog him, but if we have another stop, does Josh take 2? Because if those guys take 4 now or take 2 now, they're going to have to get 4 later. If you understand the strategy I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if Josh's truck's going to get tight here within the next few laps with taking those 2.
Well, you can see Braden's caught right up to him, passing him on the inside line here.
Yeah, if I was Braden or Justin, I would go ahead and take my 4 tires now and race it out, and I would save my 2 to the end to take it. Because the way Josh is racing right now with the 2 tires, I believe you're going to have to take 2 at the end, and you're just going to be racing 2 tires against 2 tires. Because you're not going to gain enough time in that short amount of laps with the way this weather is, taking 4 versus the 2.
You are correct on that. And let's actually go ahead and turn it up with Josh Sheets right now as we go around Homestead, Miami, final time this year in the Truck Series. We are back. Just wanted to get one of those out there, especially for the championship race of the 2017 ECR Pit Stop Design truck season.
And you know, Scotty, you were one of the guys who raced with me on console. You probably noticed a lot as well as I. iRacing is so much more different than console, man. These tracks are a lot more touchy, a lot more touchy-feely. You know, every little second counts. In console, these tracks seem to have been stretched out a little bit. So when we come to iRacing, it's way different. So if you guys out there racing console, talk to Scotty, talk to myself, you can come join the league. We have guys who have been successful coming over from console to here. Thomas Lattimore in the booth now, myself as well, came from console. These guys all came from console. Scotty himself. There's a lot of differences, but it's fun, man. There's so much fun involved in it and so much more realism.
It's honestly an entire different ball game over on console, no matter what you're playing on. The old NASCAR games, the new NASCAR Heat 2, it's totally different. The tracks are completely different. You're not wheeling them. You're just turning left on the controller and hoping for the best. They're totally arcade. Here is a full simulation. You get to feel the track no matter what type of wheel you are using. Might I say wheel? Some people do use a controller, keyboard, mouse. I don't get it, but if you're gonna be on something like this, use a wheel. It's more realistic. Yes, it costs quite a bit of money to start up, but it's totally worth it. The immersion is there. You see great racing like this. We've gone 39 laps green here tonight, and these guys all have wheels. Some of them have direct drive wheels, some of them are racing in VR. I mean, it's all over the place, but it's just something you find here on iRacing, and that's what makes it one of the greatest simulations out there on the market for NASCAR.
Yeah, you know, Scotty, you can get you a wheel for $80 on eBay. Get you a Driving Force GT wheel, and you will be competitive with it. I believe Anthony's running with one, and there's a guy in our league that really, if I would match him up against anybody on iRacing. Race with him a lot. Dalton Tucker, give a shout out to you. We need to get Dalton some better equipment so he can run up front. We love you, Dalton. But Dalton runs with a Driving Force GT. Dalton runs with a Driving Force GT, and he's a bad man. So, you know, you can do like Ed has, and you can get you a direct drive wheel, and it immerses you more into the sim. I myself have a T300, which is, you know, a mid-class wheel. It's all driver preference, and if you want to get into it and feel like you're fighting a real car, you know, you spend a little bit more money. But you do that over time. And like me and Anthony used to say, is Driving Force GT is like your front row motorsports. You got a direct drive like Ed. Well, you Joe Gibbs. So, you know, it takes you time to build that type of stuff up.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, man, because that's diving deep on that diving board. I got 2 wheels sitting on the kitchen table. That would be awesome to get people started with, and use everything from Fanatic to Thrustmaster to your right, the current Ricmo Tech, and that's what it is: immersion, immersion, immersion. If you can do it, that's what it's all about. It's fun. So much fun.
And speaking of us console guys, Braden, who is closing down on our leader, he come from console. He did the same as me. He got talked into getting iRacing, got a computer, got a wheel. He says he hasn't cut his PlayStation back on since. In 2013, I won the ECR Console Series Championship. And during that off season, Anthony messaged me and says, "Man, you need to get iRacing." I said, "I don't know if my computer run it." He says, "Do this test. It'll tell you." I did it. I ordered me a Driving Force GT. My PlayStation 3 is full of dust, and I ain't even bought a PS4 yet.
I love it, man. I love it. I talked these guys into it. Come on, racing. I have fun with these guys on console as well. Come on, iRacing. We have fun, you know, to each their own. But, you know, you got to eventually make the jump. If you're a racing fan, you got to come on here. You got to race in ECR, iRacing, man. It's a great test to your skills and the way that things happen. All 3 series are different. A lot of different competition. So I attest to that, man. I mean, you're seeing right here as we go here, Braden Ames now passing. He's in the lead. Here we go. I think Justin Michael just went into the pits. Is that true?
Yeah,
that is true.
Braden ran him down, and Justin said, "Okay, he's catching him. He's getting ready to pass me. I'm going to pit now, get the fresh tires." very smart move.
We got Susie in the chat saying Susie, the man, uses a DF GT. And D, Braden's girlfriend, says, go 08, sad to see the 37 laps down.
I will tell you what, the Driving Force GT is a badass wheel. It's a great way to start. It's very cheap. I got mine for $50. You can definitely find it for under 100. Get you a set of wheel and pedals. It doesn't come with a clutch. I have a G27 that is collecting dust right now. It has a clutch. It has better pedals. I just don't like the wheel. So to each their own. But like Thomas said earlier, it's kind of like being on a worse team when you have a worse wheel. And when you go and upgrade everything and have a better wheel and settings and TV and maybe VR, you're kind of on a better team. But at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to your driving ability.
Exactly. And I had a Driving Force GT for 2 years, and I ran on a laptop 30 to 35 frames per second. And within a month of getting on iRacing, I had a 2500 I rating and had won 25 races.
Yeah, you know, I came from the same wheel you're using now, Thomas, prior to the direct drive, and I found its sweet spot and had a ton of fun with it. And the biggest difference going from that wheel you're using to what I'm using now is I found a lot more muscles in my upper right side that weren't getting used before.
Yeah, you know, I've been feeling that throughout the races this year. I love to run my force feedback on the max edge, the clipping, and over time of doing that, when I first got this wheel, it was very strong compared to my Driving Force. But over time, I've become used to it, and I'm really looking for something stronger. But this is a good wheel, and this off season, I'll be upgrading. I didn't want to do that right now in the middle of a championship battle. I didn't want to change what I have. But I'm either going to go VR or get the Fanatec V3 pedals. I haven't decided that yet.
I don't want to take away from all this talk, but I'm going to tell you what, Braden Ames with a 2-second lead on a different strategy than our other chase contenders. Justin Michael in 12th, 1 lap down, and Douglas Hess in 13th, 1 lap down. We have 3 chase contenders really battling out right now on 2 different strategies. Guys, what are your take on what's happening here right now?
My take is Josh Sheets took 2 tires and is still holding strong.
Yes, sir.
Now,
He's still up there in second place.
I did not get to see what Justin took there because I was watching Sheets. I got my eye on him. He took 4. Okay, so he took 4 this time. That's what I would have done. That leaves you options for 2 tires at the end. Let's see what Braden does because we know Braden took 4. Let's see if Braden takes 4 here and leaves himself with the option of 2 at the end. Because we know what Sheets is going to do. He has no option but to take 4, and he'll be able to take 2 at the end. If Braden takes 2 here, I do believe that he will be taking himself out of the race.
Well, we're coming down on 30 to go, so he might be clutching it a little bit, trying to, let that fuel run just a little longer than what a normal fuel run would have.
Scotty, we don't like to talk about fuel, and when it comes to Braden, because I myself had the Kansas race, won, and Braden, and he's got a team of guys that work with him at his house. And speaking of his girlfriend in the chat, she's into it. She's like his crew chief. Right there on deck. He can save some fuel, and they know strategy.
Looks like 6 is going to hit pit lane. Watch it. 6 is going to hit pit lane.
Josh Sheets into pit road.
Just watching his pit time right now.
He was a 10th off Ames's lap time as well.
You know, that's not bad with taking 2 tires. I mean, that's pretty good.
Not at all. Not at all.
Those 4 tires, those 4 tires on this man's truck. Let's see what he can do.
These cool conditions. That's better than what I expected.
Now, if you guys are wondering at home why there is a big old H-Muff takeover on the screen tonight, it is because 3 of the 4 participants in this broadcast booth tonight are part of the Haters Make Us Famous group here in this league.
Different series, but man, all one team. I love my guys, man. I know I don't get to say it enough or get to share it, but man, Haters Make Us Famous race. We got Thomas Lattimore competing Wednesday night for a Cup Championship Series. Ed Adams on a different team, but H. Muff in the trucks competing Wednesday night for a Truck Series championship. Ed Adams couldn't race tonight because of the rules of the league. Can't have Cup drivers running in the lower 2 series on the final race. So I'm loved having him in the booth here with me tonight, man. Appreciate all the hard work you put in this year. Great driver. Anybody looking to sign a driver next year and he's not taking, better get him. But man, awesome racing from these guys all year. Love my team, man. Haters make us famous. Is glad to have these guys in the booth with you here, Scott. We're gonna enjoy this here tonight, man. I am so far.
Just
we had a truck in the grass right there. I don't know who that was. Trey Davis. As Josh Sheets was coming back around out of turn 4, a truck was coming on the pit road and ran it through the grass and almost come in front of him.
Well, interesting enough, Josh was in the pits for 32nd. He did get a speeding on pit road violation coming into pit road.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Oh, buddy.
It's very slick down there. I've been practicing pitting all week, and I still don't have it down pat. When you come around that corner, and there's a little curve there that I try to use it as my marker. But when you get on the brakes with them hot tires, it's hard to get to slow down. You're wanting to lock the rear tires up, and when you lock the rear tires up, you have no choice but to let off the brake, and then you're going to be speeding.
2 things are absolutely critical at this racetrack. Your steering ratio being lock setups. There's only very few things you can do to really suit the car and suit your gear to yourself. 2 of those things being steering ratio and brake bias. Those 2 things can make a world of difference. You go too low on that brake bias and you're light on fuel, you get down to pit lane and she'll want to start walking on you if you're hard on the brakes. So, and you need that to help rotating, especially when the truck gets tight. Too high of a brake bias and that nose is going to want to point right up near that damn wall. And if you're already running up there, that's bad news. So the guy that's found that balance between those 2, and Ames, I think, is a master at that. Those are always guys that are going to run good.
And speaking of Ames, Justin Michaels, Scotty, can you tell us, did he take 4 or 2 on that stop?
I do believe Justin Michael took 4, 14.784. Braden Ames was a 14.182.
Okay, so he short pitted on Braden. He's got an 8-second lead on him. Let's see how this closes down, because if Braden doesn't close this down, and what I talked about earlier, if you were in the right position and you were far enough out to take the 2 tires, you could take it. And if the guy behind you took 4, he's still not going to run you down.
I gotta say, he's almost 9 seconds away from Justin Michael right now.
He's also running slower times, almost 3 to 4 tenths slower. I was looking at the times there. Justin Michael's in the 30.7s and 8s. Right now, Braden Ames, 31.7, 31.5. He's got to figure out how to get it back together quick. Because one thing about Justin, when he comes out to pits, he hits his marks.
Chase contender Josh Sheets on pit road again.
Uh-oh, it's over. That's over, man. He's got something going on under the engine.
Yeah, that'll be the nail in the coffin, and Justin's definitely putting it down right now.
He had a stop-and-go penalty, it looks like.
Josh is mad. I had some inside information here. Josh Sheets is mad at John Caudle about the move that he made on the last pit stall, where they came pit stop. My bad. He came in and he hit the grass and then came back in front of Josh before they had entered the pits. So Josh felt like John held them up.
That's what I seen. I said when Josh come around, I seen a car go through the grass and come back up in front of him almost. It must have been Caudle.
And as we see, John Caudle is now disconnected since then, so shouldn't have too much worry about that. But it's unfortunate we got cars disconnecting already.
Well, that cost him his race. Is that a penalty?
Yeah, that no doubt hurt Josh pretty bad.
And Susie says the 08 is saving gas, and I think you're right. We're coming down to 20 to go. Right now we're on 23 to go, and we've been green. And these guys all get a $1 million bonus.
$1 million bonus for what?
Green flag.
That's what he offered. I think that was a one-time deal.
It's the last race of the season, though.
Braden's definitely saving gas. He was too fast. When I first looked at him, he was 7.5 seconds back. He's 10.3, what I'm looking at right now. He's definitely saving, and that's what I just said a while ago. Braden's got a good team of people that surround him. They know how to work the strategy. His girlfriend is into this sim racing.
Look at Justin Michaels' times. He's dropped way off the pace too. I bet you he's clutching it.
Justin is no dummy. He's looking on that relative, and he's saying, "Okay, I see what this guy behind me is doing."
Yeah, he's seen that difference.
Guys, what's going on? Doug Hess and Braden are 10 seconds behind right now, Justin Michaels. So we got two different strategies obviously going on. What is it that is giving us the feeling that Douglas and Braden might still have a chance here?
If they're saving gas and Justin has to pit again, it's going to come down between Hess and Ames. But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think these guys can make it. They're going to have to slow the pace up a lot more than this.
Well,
Justin Michaels down to a 31.2.
By my calculations earlier, and I did, like I say, I did not use my telemetry, so I cannot give you an exact pinpoint on the fuel mileage. But I just was using the gas mileage that iRacing gives me, and I ran a lap at full throttle, as full throttle as I could, and I used about 0.3 a lap. So with 9 gallons of fuel, and you're doing 0.3. Man, that's going to be tight.
Look at Braden. Braden he's still 1.2 seconds a lap off what Justin Michael is running right now. So
Braden has nothing to lose. Braden has nothing to lose. So
Hess just went in though.
Yeah, I think Braden just wants to guarantee he's going to make it because there's a huge split between them right now in times. Steven Justin's backed it way down.
Doug Hess coming into the pits right now, taking tires. We're going to see if he takes 2 or 4. This is something that's very important here, looking at the last stop of the race. Do you take
rights
2?
Are on, rights
try
are
to save
on,
it?
rights are on.
Lefts
on, lefts are on.
He's taking 4 in fuel, so we're going to see what happens here.
All right, he's going out. See, no penalties, no penalties. Whammy, whammy. Looks like he's got a clean exit.
Man, I don't know if I would have took 4 there. I don't know what he did on his prior stop, if he had took 2 on that stop, but I would have wanted 2 right there.
And we have 17 people watching right now, guys. Thank you guys all for watching this. Definitely appreciate it. Drop a few likes if you like to see this action. We will be back here tomorrow as well for the Beeline Sim Series, their final race here in the ECR series.
I'm seeing 18 watching, man. You guys, thank you guys so much. Make sure to subscribe. Yeah, Broadcasting Network.
You know, the 31 all night long has been running that low line, so that may have been affecting that tire wear, forcing that pit stop you just had to make.
And now he's sitting 10th a lap down. And Todd and Susie think that 08 is not stopping.
The 08's not stopping. He has nothing to lose. The 08's not stopping. But, you know, Justin's not racing. We got a new leader, Will Prue.
Will Prue. Oh, my God. That guy, I tell you what, I bet he's gripping that wheel pretty hard right now. Will has had a lot of trouble this season, not because he's a bad racer, but because he always gets caught up in everything that happens on the track.
He's pitting. The 83 is going to pit. Yep. I got my pit lane.
As fast as you saw him taking the lead, as fast as you're going to see him losing. He's going in the pits now, taking fresh tires. Braden Ames is probably going to take over your lead.
But to see, you know, just to see Will Prue in the lead, I bet he was pretty happy about that, you know.
I'm telling you what, man.
Douglas Hess just got back on the lead lap.
If Doug, I was just going to say, if Doug Hess can get back on the lead lap, this thing might get interesting if a caution comes out. But right now, Braden Ames is going to be your new leader. And if we remember back most of this race, Braden Ames is the strongest truck on the track. Look at how far back Justin Michael is right now when we look at the intervals.
17 seconds.
What is going on?
17 seconds off of the leader.
Yeah. Justin Michael, he pulled out. Well, we've seen Braden come out with like a 7.5 second lead right there after the pit stops. Braden started backing up. He fell back to about 10.5, 11 seconds. Justin started backing up. Will Prue called in Will pits. So Braden takes the lead. Braden saved his gas. Now, is he still going hard? What's the lap times that Braden is running?
Hold on, I can tell you. Braden is running a 33.54.
Justin's at a 30.5.
And there's only, what are we on? We are coming down to 10 laps to go, so we're on 13 laps left to go.
And he ran a 33.27 that last lap.
Guys,
33.27.
Guys, I've got big news for you. Douglas Hess has 4 tires and enough gas to get to the end. He got back on the lead lap. He's now 26 seconds behind the leader, Braden Ames, but he is only 14 seconds behind Justin, who has a safe fuel and cannot make it to the end.
Justin can't make it to the end?
I don't think Justin can make it to the end without saving. And with saving, Douglas Hess has a full tank and a heavy foot and 4 tires.
What about Braden? Braden's 3 seconds slower.
I'm talking about title race here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's interesting that you say that, man, because I was looking at Braden, who is about 3 seconds slower a lap. I don't know if he's saving it just to try to get a win, but if we're talking championship hopes here, Douglas Hess and Justin Michael are the ones we watching out for, man. Tom, elaborate on what we're talking about.
The 76, Justin Michael pitted on lap 69.
Douglas Hess just won this race if the caution doesn't come out.
We got 20 people watching right now. Todd Gilly says a shout out to Jonathan Whalen for driving the 85 Team Gilly Toyota this year. Susie says Justin will run him down in 4 laps at that pace. And Chris Steele says, what about Haynes? I heard he has a V12.
I don't think that Justin's going to be able to run Hess down, and if he does, good luck getting around him.
Justin pitted on lap 69. He does not have to stop.
Now, Justin's second. He's good. He's running faster laps than Doug Hess right now. Currently running second. Doug Hess is currently running 5th with about the same laps, maybe a tenth slower. I see Justin Michael pulling off this win if Braden Ames doesn't make it happen.
Justin Michael is almost 3 seconds a lap faster than a leader right now in second place, and he does not have to stop.
Well, Braden has nothing to lose either.
Yeah, Braden is saving gas big time.
Yeah, because Justin Michael is gaining a 1/10 of a second a second, so it's he's just closing in on him. And James Lehman and Todd Gilly says, let's go Hess. Hess will win the title if it stays green. But
I agree.
But
I don't think so.
He can't get to the 76. The 76 pitted on 69. He's got plenty of fuel.
He's good. 76 is faster right now than the 31. I just don't see where 31's going to catch the 76. What we're looking at now is if the 76 is going to catch the 08. See, 76 is 6 seconds behind. And right now he's about a second to 2 seconds faster a lap. And we're at lap 77 right now of 85. He has a great chance of catching him.
I'm on board now with the 76, and he's not lifting and he's not backing off early. He's running it hard.
He can smell the blood. The blood is in the water.
And D says hopefully he could pull it off. And we're looking at the rear view right now, Braden Ames, and you can see Justin Michael creeping up on him little by little.
Yeah, Douglas is getting caught back here in lap traffic on board him. He's really getting slowed down.
And look how much faster Justin Michael came around corner number 2 there on that exit.
Yes, I'm on board with Braden right now. Braden is clutching it. But see, he's clutching it.
I'm a little bit ahead of the live feed. It's done. It's done. 76 is going to take the lead here.
Yeah, but as soon as 76 catches him, Braden is going to get back on the gas. He's saving right now, saving. Now he's going to race.
Well, I could tell you. So, Ed, the way the live feed works is that we're live. Everything we say, actually, they hear on YouTube. Not at the time we say it, about 30 seconds. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Braden is still saving.
The way we call it, the way we see it, that's what they see in here. So now on Twitch it's different. On Twitch it's like 5 seconds. But we're here on YouTube.
Braden is saving because he has to. He might run out of gas before the end of this race. So he is not a threat right now to Justin. There is right now no threat to Justin as we conclude these final laps.
5 laps to go, and we have 23.
Douglas come out. He was 14 seconds back, and he's 12.3 as we speak. Braden had nothing to lose. He went for it. Maybe a caution comes out, and if caution comes out, they pit. But right now, if the caution comes out, this race is over.
And
they don't pit. Caution comes out.
And we had 23 people watching right now. Go ahead,
Yeah.
drop a like and subscribe, guys. Enjoy you guys being here. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this finale race for the Truck Series.
Justin just needs to keep his adrenaline down, stay calm, focus, get it to that line.
Guys, they say champions are made of at Homestead. You have to win Homestead to win a championship. Justin Michael came in ready and prepared. 6-second lead right now with Braden Haynes. What do you think, man? I mean, he's going to come in and win this thing. You can't blame him. Nobody's more deserved right now. If he ends up winning this thing, well deserved.
I'm going to go ahead and call it. You're looking at your champion, Justin Michael, 10 wins, getting ready to make it 11. The man's a bad man. I remember at Daytona when I was in the booth with Scotty and I was watching the race, I called him the rookie. He wasn't a rookie on iRacing, but he was a rookie in ECR. And he's proved that he's definitely not a rookie. 10 wins. The man's getting ready to grab his first championship. He wins this race. I don't see nothing stopping it.
Well, let's go ahead and ride around in this cockpit view. I'll keep it down, volume down, but we'll ride around on this final lap here at Homestead, Miami in the ECR Pit Stop Design Truck Series. The 2017 season is coming to an end here on the backstretch.
You can definitely say the best truck won. You definitely put the stats down.
And Braden ran out of gas. Todd Gilly says he was wrong. Justin Michael, king of the trucks in the ECR League this year.
Outstanding, outstanding. Congratulations to Justin Michael.
Wow, what a race out there. 85 green flag laps in the Truck Series for the final race of the year.
I said that. If we didn't get a caution early, this thing was going to go green, and there's your 2017 champion.
Board with him.
Congratulations on the championship for the 76 and everybody going green tonight. We got some takeaways from this event. Pit Road. Pit Road can end your night in a hurry, so we have to keep our eye on that for the next two events coming up.
And let's go ahead and bring up your chase contenders that made it here tonight here at Homestead. If you guys want to start dragging them in.
Let me see if I can grab Mr. Sheets.
And Ronnie Norman's in the chat saying he knows how Justin feels right now. So your winners here tonight, final results. The 76 Justin Michael, your winner here tonight at Homestead and the championship winner of the ECR Pit Stop Design Truck Series, followed by the 68 of Rob Haynes, 31 of Douglas Hess, 83 of Will Prue, 72 of Jason O'Connor, 45 of Jeremy Morrison, 24 of Nick Olson, number 6 of Josh Sheets, number 51 of Jamison Miller, and the number 06 of Jeffrey Smith, rounding out your top 10. And then 11th is the number 70 of Trey Davis, number 61 of Josh Mayo in 12th, 85 of Jonathan Whalen in 13th, 93 of Hank Allen in 14th, 08 of Brandon Ames in 15th, 33 of Daniel Reese in 16th, number 2 of Chad Engel in 17th, 37 of Andrew Melvin in 18th, 88 of John Keitel in 19th.
Scotty, if you don't mind, I went down and caught the number 6 team in pit lane, and needless to say, there was a few things steaming down there, not just that truck. Mr. Sheets has declined interview for tonight.
Very well. All right. Well, we got Ronnie Norman in the chat saying, from the past champion to another, congrats for Justin Michael. Let's go ahead and bring up your third place winner there. We'll bring up Douglas Hess. And if one of you guys want to do the interviews, go right ahead.
Douglas, congratulations, buddy, on a well-run race. We're watching this, man, and for a while there, we thought your strategy was going to pay off, man. How do you feel about tonight's event? And congratulations on an excellent season. You've been putting it down these last few races. Glad to see you up there, man. What's your thoughts for tonight's event?
Well, I'm glad Homestead's over. You know, one of my worst tracks, so I'm glad to at least get third. I knew it was an uphill battle against the 76, and I knew Andrew was going to be tough too, but he fell out there, so you know I feel bad for him. But I just couldn't save tires like everybody else, you know.
Thomas, you got anything for Douglas?
Yeah, Doug, when you pitted there, I was pulling for you. I thought that you really was going to have a chance to get up there and get Justin. And I know you was back in traffic a little bit more. Did that seem like it was slowing you down? And without that, do you think you could have got him, or was you needing a caution?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't know where I was losing so much time. I think my pit entry or exit was losing time because I pitted first and actually lost time on those guys and still had a, you know, come out on the track for a lap or two, you know, running faster than them and still lost time. So I think my pit entrance or exit wasn't very good or something.
Yeah, and that's what had me thinking that you was going to catch him. And then, you know, Ed was up on the date on Justin. I was kind of keeping an eye on you and Josh. And he had said that Justin was going to be able to make it on fuel. And so I knew that a caution was probably going to be needed. But there was a couple of pit stops I watched, and you gained a lot of time. And I said, man, he's doing some Kyle Busch-esque stuff there. You come down there. I mean, that's a hard pit road to get on. Can you elaborate on how it was getting on the pit road?
Well, my first stop, I was actually 2 seconds behind Justin Michael, and I was actually ahead of Josh Sheets. And when I came out, Josh Sheets was ahead of me, and Justin Michael had 3 or 4 seconds on me. And I just don't know how I lost that much time.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, maybe you were being a little too cautious getting on the pit road, and I can't blame you because it is hard getting on there. And I know that we just said that Josh declined interview, and I don't blame him. He's heated, and if Josh Sheets is heated, that's out of character for him, so it must be bad. But he had trouble getting on the pit road. It looked like a lap down car, or I don't want to throw any names out there, but had maybe cut him off or something. And I don't know if he got a speeding penalty because of it, trying to avoid him, or what, a black flag. But that's what cost him. So that's 2 things, like you're saying. You think you might have been lacking on pit road entry and exit. He had trouble on pit road. Justin just seemed to have a flawless race. And, you know, the way Justin is, like you said, you knew it was going to be an uphill battle. But, you know, you got to come here and race, and you never know what can happen. But that he just doesn't seem to make any mistakes. Yeah,
he stays pretty consistent. And yeah, I was curious what happened there to Josh too, because you know he had a pretty good lead on me, and then you know after that second pit, he was nowhere to be seen. I was surprised he was actually you know pushing to go up there for the lead.
Yeah, you and him had a pretty good run going on for a while. I seen that you were favoring the lower line tonight, and he was running that 3/4 to high line, and it was good to see the multiple grooves working out there tonight for sure. I did catch what happened to him briefly going into pit lane in that truck. That truck was slow, and I think it just caught him out when he came around the bend. Thomas, like you said, that chicane right there is kind of your mark that you really need to be on the binders. And he got a little bit sideways, which I think forced him to get off the brakes and popped him. So unfortunate. So Douglas, consider your pit stops, you know, pretty successful tonight.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain. You know, I knew the 76 was going to be tough. I needed him to fall out with Andrew to have a good shot at it, really.
Well, you have nothing to be disappointed about. I know it's hard to say that right now, a few minutes after the race, being yourself. But us watching the race and the way y'all guys ran this, caution free, and y'all are all up there. mixing it up, different strategies, trying to pull something. You gotta try something. You can't just follow the leader, and that's what y'all did. You made it interesting. You made it an easy race for us guys to call in the booth, and I'll congratulate you on your finish. I know you're a hard racer, and you put everything into it, and you deserve it.
We got an update too. We got Justin Michael just joined the booth, and it looks like Josh Sheets has simmered down enough that he is going to be joining us here momentarily as well. I'm going to grab him real quick.
I'm down here with Rob Haynes finishing second here tonight. Rob Haynes, you were not in the championship hunt tonight, man, but you were 14th fastest in practice, started the grid in 16th, and ended up finishing second, man. Can't be mad about that. I know you came back strong. I know that you have a lot of different goals here for next year. So go ahead and take us through how this year happened, this race, and maybe what the plans are for next year.
Thanks, Anthony. And yeah, it was a good race. I had fun. Pit stops. So I think I made some time on pit stops there, and only took 2 tires, and had a strong truck tonight. It was fun. Wanted to get some good practice in for the B championship race tomorrow night here at Homestead, and really looking forward to it. Racing with these ECR guys is great, and just shout out to Yeah Broadcasting and the 68 YouTube crew, and thanks, Anthony, and good night for Justin Michael. Congrats on the championship.
And you guys got anything for Rob Haynes finishing second here tonight?
Just a big congratulations to you, buddy. I know it was a hard race out there. You came right from the back of the pack. You always seem to make it right to the podium. Pretty much every race, you just sit back, relax, let the race go on. Good strategy that's actually worked out pretty much all year for you.
Yeah, Scotty, I came in here with one goal tonight, just get a good finish and not interfere with any of the chase guys for the truck championship, and that's what I did, and got a good vision on this place for tomorrow night and the B car, and I'm really looking forward to it. And Anthony, for next year, I don't know. I'm thinking about going Cup. I'm not sure. We'll have to see what happens. I think my decision will come after tomorrow night.
Well, I can jump in real quick, Rob, and I want to say that after the Phoenix race we had in the Beeline series, and I told Anthony that through that interview, there's a lot of y'all guys down there that I would love to see in Cup. You're one of them. Hard, clean racer. Love Cup series next year.
Thanks, Thomas. I'm gonna think on it, and definitely, do some thinking on it. And I think what's a big step up is getting this championship tomorrow night, and finished in the Final Four last year as well with ECR and the B cars, and lost it here at Homestead. So I'm looking for a little bit of redemption, guys.
Well,
Scotty Brown, we have that number 6 in the lobby now.
Josh Sheets, what happened out there, man? You were running good. You had looked like you had a couple of penalties you had to serve.
Yeah, there was some instances. The Cornerstone Chevrolet was running good. It was a rocket tonight. I was able to keep up with Justin Michael, Braden Ames. I was able to stay up there with them guys and give them a run for their money. Just some things happened, pit road violation, avoidance of cars, and people checking up, yada, yada, yada. It just wasn't, stars wasn't lined up for me tonight. Had a good season. It was just a miracle that we're even here in the Final Four, but we're here and we came to race, and race we did, and just happy we went caution free to end the season on a high note.
Well, I'm glad you made it to the Final Four. I know you were the underdog of the series, but how do you feel overall about the season?
The season, for somebody who has 0 wins in ECR and able to come here and fight for a championship, I say it went pretty dang good. Yeah, I'm always underdog. I'm not usually the guy you see up front week in, week out, but it was nice to run up there with them guys. To keep up with Justin Michael at any track, that's kind of a privilege, if you ask me.
Hey, when you started this season, you didn't see yourself finishing third in points at the end of the year, did you? If where did you see yourself finishing? I mean, congratulations, man. Third in points.
Well, at the beginning of the season, I didn't even see myself starting a race. I had terrible equipment. I mean, I couldn't even get through practice without lagging out or anything like that. So I had to do starting parks. I started this season with 4 starting parks and a couple of not starts for not having any equipment. So just to be at this level is just a miracle itself. And it was a fight there at the last couple of races before the chase with Andrew Melvin, a few other guys, Josh Mayhew, Will Prue. It was just a dogfight to get into the chase, and this ECR Truck Series has not been easy. Not easy at all.
Nah,
Well,
congrats,
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Thomas. I'll run with this real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, congrats, brother. I mean, 3rd place podium for the season. That is damn awesome. You know, that's consistency with no wins. That's nothing but consistency. And you're right. The trucks, they've always had good numbers. It's always been fierce battles. So hang your hat high on this one for sure, man. Congrats.
Oh yeah, the team has done well this season. I mean, I had 3 of my trucks into the chase, and we made it to the round of 6. And unfortunately, 2 of them were eliminated last round. So I have 3 trucks of my team here in the top, here in the chase. It was it's just a testament on teamwork and actually being consistent. So yeah, consistency pretty much got me this far, and consistency helped those guys out as well.
Yeah, Josh. I just wanted to congratulate Josh. That was a strong run. I was pulling for you and watching you a lot in that race, and the way you were running, especially on that stop where you took the 2 tires and you were hanging tough. I said, man, if Josh can have a couple of things go his way and he gets some tires on this truck, he can win this thing. And like I know you were upset a while ago, and I don't blame you, but like you were saying, the way this season started and the way it ended. I'd rather have one end on a good note than end on bad and start good, if you know what I'm saying. And congratulations on that finish and making the top 4 and running the way you did. And me and you, we went from one side of the world earlier in the season and kind of become buddies, and talking last week about Chase Elliott and you being distant relatives to him as well. And yeah, just congratulations on your season and that team. That's strong. I didn't know you had that many trucks in here. That's pretty cool. And keep digging, buddy. And I would love to see you back up there in the Cup Series too, because you know, they can call you the underdog all they want, but you're a pretty strong contender.
I appreciate that coming from the future Cup champ anyway.
Let's all, hey, look, don't
2018 maybe.
Look at you go. Yeah, speaking of fuel strategy, I had to do something different than these guys, because these guys have been kicking my butt all year. I had to do something different. 2 tire stop was just the beginning. That stop where I got caught with a penalty, I was going to do 0 tires. And because my truck was very comfortable in the long run and very comfortable with old tires, and I was going to be able to save fuel a lot better with old tires. So that was going to be my last stop. So had to do something out of the box and risk it. Had to go big or go home today.
Guys, we did not think of that strategy up in the booth, not one time. You know, I kept saying, I said, if somebody takes 2 here, they're going to have to take 4 in the next one, which would leave them with 2 at the end. And I said, these guys here took 4. If they take 2 now, they can't take 2 at the end. And now you're coming out and saying you was going to take none. We did not have that. We had no idea that could happen.
And I think nobody else was thinking that either. So that's going to be my. That's going to. Well, if you're going to mess up, let's mess up now.
Right. Hey, look, you can't win it doing what the leader does.
Yeah. I don't want to take away from all this, but I don't want Justin to get away from here. I got him right here. Got him right here, man. He's having a hell of a time down here in Victory Lane. Congratulations to Rob Haynes, Doug Hess, Josh Sheets, even Andrew Melvin. Couldn't be here tonight, man, but still finishing top 4 in points. We got Justin Michael down here in Victory Lane and the championship circle. Justin, Michael, and that Sim TV Nation number 76, owned by Johnny Smith and that Chevy Silverado, man, all year long. Domination.
Real quick. After we interview Justin, Andrew Melvin is here.
Awesome. Hey, we can get one from him too, man. I didn't want Justin to get away from me because I know these guys are celebrating like crazy. I wanted to get them in the moment. There's confetti everywhere down here. Justin, how does it feel, man? Coming into the league, rookie, having to battle it out. A lot of races not going the way you wanted them to go. Came in tonight, third fastest in practice, qualified third, ended up winning the race and the championship, man. Could it get any better?
I tell you, it was excuse me, it was a really good night. This is one of the tracks that I hate. Next to pretty much any flat track, I've never wanted this track. I always run really bad. I don't know why, but tonight, I guess with the weather, it just kind of clicked. So, but we were really good on the long runs. For the short runs, we couldn't pull away from them. We got 15, 17 laps into a run, we would start gapping everybody behind us. So, and I guess we were getting on and off pit road too, because every time we pit, I'd pick up 2 or 3 seconds. So, but yeah, it was definitely a good night, and everybody had a really good race tonight.
Well, Justin, anybody here you want to thank tonight, man, besides Sim TV Nation, obviously, and your broadcast that you do all year long. Guys, check him out. Does broadcasts all year. A lot of quick racing, man. Justin Michael, your Pit Stop Designs Truck Series champion this year.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Pit Stop Designs for sponsoring the series. Anthony, for you for putting on the league. Johnny for putting me in the truck tonight and all season. So he's a really good owner. And just everybody for racing clean. I was really happy to have a caution-free race the last race of the season.
Anybody got anything for
the rookie?
Big,
Justin Michael.
a real big congratulations to you. Definitely a hard hitter all year here in the Truck Series. One to always pass. Always had pretty much the fastest lap times overall. You had a few people catching up to you near the end of the year. You had Hank Allen, you had Braden Ames. These guys are fast, but unfortunately could not compete for the Chase Championship. But maybe next year is a whole different story. What are your thoughts on next year going into the 2018 season?
Well, I look forward to good competition, and definitely a couple of those guys were really coming on strong at the end of the year. Braden's I don't know whether he was there all year or not, but he's definitely a strong competitor. Hank's really good too, and I'm sure we'll get some new faces too that would be good.
Congratulations, man! You just stellar. What can I say? Stellar, man. Everywhere I raced with you, you've put it down. You've been that guy to beat. And you did tonight, man. You didn't flinch. You were just rock solid. So high five on an outstanding season. The statistics showed you were the guy to beat, and you definitely proved it, man.
Thanks, Ed. I appreciate it.
And Jim West says congratulations. We got Braden Ames saying he's the man. Congrats, Justin. Definitely the guy to beat.
Thanks, guys. I'd also like to give a shout out to, I think one of my friends, Tony, is out there watching. I think Henry's out there watching. So I appreciate those guys watching the broadcast.
We appreciate it as well, man. Y'all make sure you subscribe. Come on, check us out. Stay tuned to tomorrow and Wednesday night. Still got a lot of great action to go. I know, Scotty, I think you're broadcasting tomorrow night, right?
I am. But let's before we head there, let's talk with Andrew Melvin. If you guys want to talk with him real quick, our other Chase contender here who got kind of discombobulated at the very beginning of the race, and unfortunately put him laps down the entire time.
Yeah, I think Thomas is down there. Wasn't Thomas? You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Andrew. We've seen that you fell out in the beginning of the race, and if you could just tell us a little bit what happened. I know you had to come in and you had to wait. What was it like? You stuck with it and ran the whole race, but with the caution-free race, it pretty much ends your chances to have anything at it. But you were my pick. I knew that you were working with Braden and the way he runs, and I felt like that if anybody besides Michael, it was going to be you. So, heartbreaks to see it end like that, but you still get a 4th place in the season. And I don't really know what to say, but just heartbreaks for that. I hate to see that.
Yeah, definitely really, really unfortunate circumstance. I went to go hit grid, and it just seemed like my computer just did not want to do anything. So I ended up getting some black screens and had to reboot the computer. By the time I booted up, we were already 5 laps in. So joined the race just in case anything happened and ran it through. But unfortunately, like you said, caution-free race, and it just didn't give me a chance to catch back up or do anything with it. So 4th place finish for the year, my first year at ECR, so I can't really complain too much. Come on strong next year and see what we have for Justin if he's around next year.
Yeah, and speaking of that, when it was time to grid, Anthony, I don't know, you being a team owner, you might remember it, but at Auto Club earlier in the season, I had that issue. Felt like that I was going to be a contender in that race, and it comes time, practice ends, driver meeting's over, it's time to grid up, and it won't let me grid. I didn't have any black screens or kickouts. It just wouldn't let me grid no matter what I did. So I don't know what that issue is.
Well, technical difficulties happen. You hate to see that happen at Homestead, man, but I'll tell you what, any owners, anybody out there looking to join the league, maybe be an owner, Andrew Melvin, up-and-coming star. I don't know if he's going to decide to run the same series or what his plans are next year, but I'm going to tell you this. Here's the facts. 18 starts, 12 top 10s, and 8 top 5s. Also got a win. So a lot of great racing there. Out of 18 races, 69 incidents, which is a little bit lower than most of these guys that have as many races with incidents. So he did a great job, has a win, can get top 5s. Over half of his races are top 10s. Almost half are top 5. So a guy that's really learning, coming on strong. Don't give up. Andrew, keep your head up, man. I know it isn't what you wanted it to be. Long season, Homestead ends up counting for everything. So these things happen, but man, keep your head up. You got a long, strong season ahead of you, bud.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll take it with with what it's worth. I will try to shake this off and hopefully a better season next year.
Yeah, man. Andrew, congrats. What can I say? We came in about the league at the same time, and I've thoroughly enjoyed every single race that I've been able to run with you. So 4th place, inside the top 5, outstanding. I mean, what can I say at these guys haven't? You're going to need an ice pack because that was a straight kick in the balls. What happened to you at the beginning of the race, man? That was unfortunate. I wish we could have seen you battle it out with the rest of the guys, but excellent job overall, buddy.
Thanks, Ed.
And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that was all the Chase contenders, the top 3 here tonight. I think we're good to go here for this final race of the season for the Truck Series. What are you guys' final thoughts? The ones that were in the broadcast booth here tonight, Thomas, Ed, and Anthony.
I'll go first real quick. I think the guys in the trucks tonight did an outstanding job keeping it green all the way. We've seen a steady increase at the trucks running better as a pack the last several weeks, and the numbers have always been excellent. So the guys that finished top 4 in the chase tonight, definitely they deserve it. Absolutely. Tough fights every single race. Nobody gives up an inch. Well deserved. I think they did excellent.
My thoughts on this race are, whether you think it's over or you think you could do better, just keep your head up. Doesn't matter. You race one lap at a time. When it comes down to Homestead, you got to keep your head up and you got to get the best finish you can. You're racing against 3 others. It doesn't matter if you're 15th. You're racing against 3 other drivers. As long as you can beat them, you can beat them. So my thing to say here is tomorrow night, Beeline Sim Series drivers Jonathan Boger, Matthew George, Rob Haynes, and Trevor Roppolo. You guys keep your head up. You learn from tonight. Look forward to tomorrow night's championship. Ed Adams, Justin Bland, Thomas Lattimore, Joey Stats, Wednesday night running for that Cup Series championship. You guys, same thing, man. you learned a lot here tonight. If you watch tonight's race, I think you move forward and go on to potentially win yourself a championship. So great racing here tonight, man, and I enjoyed it myself. And congratulations to everybody involved. It was great racing.
Yeah, and just to go a little bit off of what Ed said and what Anthony said, with the caution-free race, the strategy that was involved, you made it easy for us guys up here to call it. It was a blast. I wanted to run this race, but with the way the system is set up, you know, we don't come down here and run, and just so you know, you let the truck guys race it out for the championship. But I did learn something, like Anthony was saying. Watch this race tonight, and you've seen some things. You know, weather plays a factor, and if we have something similar in the Cup Series, I definitely learned a lot sitting up here. It's a totally different perspective sitting up here in the booth and watching y'all guys do that. And tomorrow night's race, I wouldn't mind being up here in the booth again. I was going to run it, and if I can't run it, I would love to be up here in the booth. I don't know what you're doing, Anthony, or who else, if Scotty's got people in the booth, but I'd love to do it again.
Can we make it official?
I think we can, because I know Gilly's on nights this week, so he won't be able to make the broadcast.
If what I read is correct, then yeah, Cup guys won't be able to do tomorrow's race either. So down, yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's do it.
To doing it with y'all, man. I had fun tonight. It was great racing.
Alright guys, well that is it for us here tonight in the booth. Please join us tomorrow night, same time, same place, for the 2017 Beeline Sim Series ECR Championship race at Homestead. It's going to be great. Hopefully they can make a green flag like they have here tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for being in the booth with me. You guys all have a great night.